number 50, Paul Myers. Myers is 5'11", 175. He's a senior.
At right
guard will be number 52, Chris Mendel. Mendel, 6'1", 195.
Chris Mendel.
He's a senior.
At left guard.
At left guard, we're looking number 63, Pete Saparic. Saparic, 5'9", he's a 170-pound junior. At right tackle, we're looking at senior, number 78, Kerry Hansen. Hansen, 5'11", he's 205 pounds. And in the other tackle will be number 75, Chris Gilfillan. Gilfillan, 196, he's 6'3", and he's a senior.
At right end.
At the tight end position, we'll look at number 80, Jim Quinn. Mr. Quinn is 6'3", he's 230 pounds, and he's a senior.
At the other end?
The other end will be number 88, Dan Ward. Ward is 5'10", he's 175 pounds, and he's also a senior.
At the wingback position.
At the wing tonight will be number 15, Bob Piccolo. Piccolo, 5'7", 145, he's a senior. And he's getting his start. Eric White out of the ball game tonight.
Paul Furlong.
The halfback is number 10, Paul Furlong. Furlong, 6'1", 185 pounds, he's a senior.
At fullback?
At the fullback position, we're looking at number 47, Travis Hearn. Hearn, 6', 215, he's a senior.
And a quarterback, senior.
And the quarterback for the Salamanca Warriors, number 11, Mark Halftown. Halftown, 5'9", he's a 190-pound senior. And there we have the starting lineup for the Salamanca Warriors. As we've said, they are 5-0 coming into tonight's ball game and hoping to go back to Rich. And you can see they line up and run the formation off the field. Pete, is a pretty decent contingent of Salamanca fans across the way. They follow their team pretty decently wherever they go.
Usually they have a pretty large crowd, but I think the weather is going to keep in a lot of people from tonight's game. It's not raining at the present time, but it has been.
Senior, number 77.
Okay, let's run down this Olean Husky offensive ball club. At center, we're looking at the big guy, Jim Troitley, 5'11", 250-pound senior.
At guard, senior, number 70,
At
Joe
right
Suda.
guard, number 70, Joe Suda. Suda, 5'11", he's a 185-pound senior. Okay, the other guard position will be number 65, sophomore Pat Zink. Zink is a sophomore weighing in 193 pounds. At right tackle, we're looking at number 75, Matt Jurenko. He's only a junior, 195 pounds, he's 6 foot even. And the other tackle, the big boy, number 76, Todd Thomas. Thomas, 245 pounds, he's 6'2", and he's a senior. Okay, at the tight end position, we're looking at number 89, Ray Thomas. Thomas is a junior, 6 foot even, 174 pounds. At the flanker position, we're going to be looking at number 84, Adrian Gayton. Gayton is 5'8", he's 150 pounds, and he's also a senior. Cheka, he's only a junior. Okay, hitting the backfield for the Huskies tonight.
And we have a running back, number 42.
Number 42, Kevin Klingbeil. Klingbeil is 6'1", he's 170 pounds, and he's a senior. At the other running back position,
We have number 22.
we're looking at number 22, Bob Frosina.
Running back,
Frosina scored 3 touchdowns in the game against Dunkirk last week, and Frosina, 5'9", 160 pounds senior. Quarterbacking the Olean Huskies, number 13, Matt DeSerbo.
senior, Matt DeSerbo.
DeSerbo, 5'11", he's 170 pounds, and he's only a junior. And now, the rest of the Olean Huskies. Their head coach,
We have Brian Reese, junior, number 57.
well, I guess they're going to throw one more starter in there. That's Brian Reese, number 57. Brian Reese with an unusual number, 5'10", he's a 160-pound junior. So there are the Olean Huskies under head coach Mike Taylor. Mike's in his 9th year at Olean. His assistants are Mike King, Dan Kleiss, John Flynn, Chuck Bauer, and Jeff Anastasia. Well, we're ready to get it underway, and what looks like right now an ideal night for football. People did it a moment ago. As long as it doesn't rain, we should have a fine evening. And
Please stand for our national anthem.
at this point, we're going to take a break and be back with the opening kickoff after this message.
Hi, I'm Tom Gabriel. I'm with Olean's #1 real estate company, Pepper and Crandall, the Gallery of Homes. And we'd like you to know we're behind this area's #1 football teams, the Olean Huskies and the South End Pee Wee League. Olean Huskies, go in there. Score a touchdown, win the game. For this area's #1 football team and this area's #1 real estate company, Pepper and Crandall, the Gallery of Homes.
Pepper Crandall, Gallery of Homes, 401 West State Street, Olean. For the high cost of eating out today, it's nice to know there's a place where great foods and prompt service doesn't mean expensive. The Ponderosa in the Olean Center Mall features a full menu of choice steaks, chicken dishes, burgers, and the fabulous Hot Spot Pasta Bar, featuring a full cold side for great salad creations and a superb array of delicious hot foods for the entire family to enjoy. For the quality foods your family deserves, discover the Ponderosa restaurant in the Olean Center Mall, where shopping and great food go together. There's a family feeling at Ponderosa.
Moments away from the opening kickoff as we see the Olean Huskies and the Salamanca Warriors across the way gathered around their head coaches, Mike Taylor and George Witcher, respectively. You know, Pete, there was a few surprises in high school football today. Team we cover quite a bit this year. Springville tied with East Aurora. Score of that game was 6-6, and I think you made mention to me earlier that East Aurora is on that Salamanca schedule this year.
Yes, on Halloween Day, the 31st of this month, we're going to travel to East Aurora for a 2 o'clock game, and I think that the way it sounds, that should be an excellent ball game.
You're so right.
Kenny, I'm kind of impressed with the two lines in this team. I think they're pretty good, big boys we have on both sides of the line, so I look for some good hitting inside.
Well, probably what might be the premier lineman in the Big 30, I have to think, and possibly Western New York, is this Todd Thomas. Todd has seen a lot of college. He's looking at him. He's a big fellow, 6'2", 245, and we'll have to see what Mike Taylor does with him on defense. The last time we saw him up at Springville, he was playing a middle linebacker on defense. Usually this year he's been a nose guard or nose tackle, so it's unusual. We'll have to see where Mike has him lined up.
Well, when you have a player of that caliber, I think it kind of frees him up, so he'll be able to get in on more tackles. So I think it's you'll probably see him there again tonight.
Okay, we're ready to get it underway. Paul Furlong handles the kickoff duty, standing deep at the goal line for Olean is Adrian Gayton, flanked by Kevin Klingbeil. Furlong's kick is a high, short kick. It's going to be bounced at the 15, and Klingbeil handles it there. Kevin Klingbeil cutting into the center of the field, the 15. He's in trouble, and he'll be brought down shy of the 20. Nice coverage by the Warrior ball club, and number 89 from Salamanca, that's Dan Ward, made the stop.
I think you usually see when Salamanca kicks off, they usually run their lanes pretty well, and since the opening kickoff has returned against them this year, they really stressed that, and they haven't allowed much yardage.
So the Olean Huskies will set up 1st and 10 on their own 19-yard line. They break the huddle, sending 2 receivers wide left. That's Gayton along with Frabel. The back's ready to divide behind quarterback DeSerbo. Handoff straight up the middle, and there's some running room in there for Kevin Klingbeil. He pops across the 25 before finally he's brought down by Halftown, and it looks like Andy Hogan helping out. Enough before Klingbeil picked up close to 7 or 8 yards on the play.
There was a nice block in there by 75 Matt Zarenko as he cleaned out the inside there for him to get through. Just off tackle.
Okay, so Olean looking at 2nd down and 2 as they come out with Gayton split wide left. Handoff inside to Klingbeil, and Klingbeil will not make it to the line of scrimmage. Good play, Jim Quinn, number 80. He came in from the defensive end position and closed that down, didn't he, Pete?
Jim's a big boy, and he's had done an excellent job for Salamanca this year. And he always keeps us in position. He never seems to get out of position for the Warrior.
Okay, so as a result, we're looking at 3rd down and about 5. The ball resting on the 24. They lost 3 in the last play. And let's see what they do in this 3rd down play. Kurt Frabel split wide to the left. Handoff inside Klingbeil, and Klingbeil go for short yardage across the 25 to the 26. And he's well shy of the 1st down. And as a result, we're looking at our first punting opportunity of the ball game.
As you'll see throughout the game, the linebackers for Salamanca will be filling the holes very, very well. And that time is just a perfect example of that.
Okay, the punter for the Olean Huskies is number 86, Jeff Hamilton. He comes into tonight's ball game averaging 31 yards a punt. He really does a nice job. He's not a big fellow. He weighs in at about 160 pounds, 5'8". And he's standing right now back at the 13-yard line. Good snap. Little pressure, and he gets it away. Good kick. And it's taken by Furlong. Furlong with a stutter step, trying to get outside. And he'll get down right around the 46-yard line. Good coverage by the Olean Huskies on that punt.
That was a good punt considering the pressure he had put on him there.
Pat O'Connell from Olean made the stop on the punt. As a result, Olean will set up, Salamanca is going to set up 1st and 10 on their own 47. And Pete, they've got pretty good field position for their opening possession here.
I'm sure if George wanted to start the game, this is where he'd want to start it, in good field position, just about over almost midfield.
Okay, they come out in a wing tee. Halftown, handoff inside Furlong, and Furlong is stopped by the middle of the Husky defensive line. Looks like 77 Tritely, along with number 62, Mark New, on the bottom of that pile. Olean, so they were staying at home, and Furlong held to a yard and no more.
Salamanca is going to use more and more, I think, misdirection as the year goes on, and they just showed some there. It's interesting to see that this Thomas is lined up at the linebacker side like we figured he would tonight.
He's the big boy, number 76, and he's right in the middle, right behind that defensive line. Salamanca now, 2nd down and 9. Halftown on the rollout. He's looking for some blocks, and he's got a wall. Halftown at the 40. He might go. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Mark Halftown touchdown. So from 52 yards away, Mark Halftown on a quarterback keeper. No play fakes at all. It was a designed play for him to carry it all the way. And he goes 52 yards, and Salamanca's on the board.
There's a lot of nice blocks thrown that time with Heron and Mendel leading the way. And he cut back just at the right time. That's what you have to do when you're starting to break out in the open.
Well, you can't give enough credit to that offensive line and also the running backs for leading that play. They really, you said, just sealed it off on this side. Okay, Salamanca is going to go for the 2-point conversion. They send Heron in motion. Quick pitch to Furlong. He'll try to sweep the right side. He bumps into Klingbeil, but he is not denied the goal line. Paul Furlong is in the end zone to tack on the 2. So the score now, Olean trails Salamanca 8-0.
Hey, Salamanca, have you seen our new butter bells? So what's new? How about our new fresh baked donuts and rolls at our new bakery section? So what's better? Check out how convenient it is to find just what you're shopping for. We've got the finest bulk foods, a complete deli, and beautiful plants to make a great centerpiece. So it is new. It is better. It's Bells of Salamanca.
Well, it'll be interesting, Pete, to see if Olean can bounce back. Salamanca has really stung them here early. A 52-yard run by halftime. And will the Huskies be able to maintain their composure and stay in this one? Or?
I think they will. I think as long as they can keep their heads into the game and just do what they have to do, what they feel to win, they should be okay.
Okay, Furlong's kick. The left footer puts a long, deep one. And this time Gayton takes it, loses it. Klingbeil retreats to the 6. Klingbeil to 10. 15, he goes into the middle of a pile, and he'll be right down short of the 20. So they mishandled the kick, and as a result, a small return. Making the stop there for Salamanca, it appeared to be number 64, if we can pick him up on the program. And that's
a number we don't seem to have,
isn't it? They don't have those.
Dan Ward is in on a tackle also, I noticed that time, but we'll have to look for 64 as number.
Okay. Olean sets up shot, 1st and 10. Handoff inside, and it's going nowhere for a little gain on the play. Forsina was the ball carrier, and Forsina moves the ball across the 20, and that's it.
Pete Saparic was in on that tackle. Salamanca's lined up in their split six defense that they've played predominantly throughout the year.
Boy, Bob Forsina last week in that game against Dunkirk scored 3 times. He's coming in. And this time, Brian Reese complete, and Reese looks like he has first down yardage. He's tackled out there by Andy Hogan, but not before he gets to the 35. So Matt DeServo on his first pass attempt hooks up with the tight end Brian Reese and executed nicely on the play, Pete.
That was a quick look in, and he hit it right on the money, right in the numbers. He couldn't throw it any better than that.
Okay, so Olean with their first down of the ball game, they're out to the, we call it the 35. Actually, it's the 36. 1st and 10 for the Huskies. They send a receiver wide right. DeServo's looking for him. It's Gayton. Gayton has it. And he's up here near the 43 before Furlong brings him down, but they were actually playing a little soft on him, and Gayton was able to take advantage of that and turn in a nice gain on the play.
Yeah, I think that their defense is playing a little loose right at the present time, and if they throw a couple more of them, I'm sure the defense will come up. But there again, it was a nice pass on the play.
Matthew Servo putting the ball up in the air, and that last flash play at the gate, he has moved the ball to the 44-yard line, so it's 2nd down and 3. The Servo on the pitch. Klingbeil turns the corner. Klingbeil to 45, and he'll go down near midfield. It looks like he'll have the first down. Looks like number 21, Kyle Lester, along with Gilfillan, ran him out of bounds over there, but Klingbeil did well just to catch the pitch from DeSerbo. Matt had to unload quickly.
Yeah, they had a lot of pressure on him. Mendel had a shot at him in the backfield. He did slip out of his hands, and then Klingbeil turned on the juice there, and he really got going.
Olean has picked up 2 successive first downs. They're almost to midfield, about a half-yard shy. 1st and 10 Huskies. DeSerbo hands off to Klingbeil, and he's going to be nailed, buried in the backfield. Jim Quinn, along with 89, Dan Ward, they closed that down play quickly.
They certainly did. He barely got the ball handed off. He's fortunate they didn't get a fumble on the play.
We have 6:45 left to play here in the first quarter. Salamanca leads in the ballgame by a score of 8-0. However, Olean's on the move, and they are looking at 2nd down and 10. The ball resting on their own 49. DeSerbo play fake. He's back to pass. He unloads over the middle. He has a man. It's complete for Ray Thomas. Ray Thomas was one man to beat, and he'll be brought down by Furlong all the way down to the 24.
That was a pass. It took a little bit of time to get off, and they did a nice job of protecting him. But I see there's a penalty on the play, Kenny.
Oh, is that right?
I think an illegal man downfield the way it looked.
Is that Bernie? Oh, I thought it was 89. Okay. Dan corrected our Paul Shonsick. Oh, my mistake. And Pete, you're so right. Up here at midfield, we have a penalty. They're talking it over with halftime. We're at halftime. The Salamanca defensive captain. It looks like it's all coming back.
Now, sometimes with a pass play that takes that long, with the play action fakes, and people seem to get downfield where they shouldn't be, and I think that was the case that time. It's too bad. It nullified a good game by Olean.
Well, it's a 5-yard penalty mark-off, and Pete, you are so right. An ineligible receiver downfield, that penalty carries with it a 5-yard loss and loss of down. So you were right. That exactly was the call. So now they march off 5, and it's going to be 3rd and 15 back to the 44. DeSerbo, play fake. He's in trouble, and Gilfillan has him, and he's going to wrap him up and sack him.
Kenny, that was Pete Sapir.
You're right, 76.
Gilfillan is right there also. But if Man's going to throw, he's going to have to get a little bit more time than that.
Well, Sapir with some excellent pressure, and the sack. Salamanca picked up a couple big sacks last week, so their defensive line has really been doing a job.
They haven't allowed many points this year, the defense has. So Olean definitely has their work cut out for him against Salamanca's defense.
Jeff Hamilton is back in punt formation, standing on the 36. High snap, he gets it away, no problem. Furlong takes it at the 25, and he's going to go down right away. Good downfield coverage by the Olean Huskies. Number 87, Kurt Frabel, was the first man to greet him there. Did he have help?
Yep, Don Obergfell also come down and helped him out. They had 3 people down there immediately on him, so they really hustled down there to get on the play.
So the Salamanca Warriors, with the help of a big penalty against the Huskies, have stopped the Husky drive or threat, and they take over the football. We have 5:20 left to play here in the first quarter, and Salamanca, with their second possession, they lead the ball game 8-0. The backs in the divide behind quarterback Halftown. Halftown hands the ball to Furlong, and Furlong gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. On the stop, it looks from here, Pete, like it was number 36, Randy Hall, who the defensive end who came down and crashed that play down. Have you seen anything differently? Or?
Yes, it was difficult to see because so many people are in on a play.
Well, whatever, Furlong picked up a yard, and that's it. That's even being generous as they come out of the huddle. We'll call it 2nd down and a long 9. Full house backfield. And we have flags going down, and this evidently somebody must have moved prematurely. Seeing a new running back here in that backfield for the Salamanca Warriors, number 19, Andy Hogan. I guess Hogan is in there because of the injury to Eric White.
I believe he is. I think they're going to mix Andy in place of Eric when they run certain plays, and he's probably going to give him more and more time as the year goes on, especially if Eric doesn't come back right away.
Well, the Olean Huskies have been called for encroachment. Evidently somebody lined up in the neutral zone. So as a result, 5-yard mark-off, and Salamanca now looking at second down in a short 5. Same formation. Halftown's going to put it up over the middle. He has a man there, and he overthrows him all the way down here at the 30-yard line.
It's Andy Hogan, Kenny.
So Hogan came out of the backfield, and he was open in that seam, as they say, Pete, but Mark Halftown overthrew him a wee bit.
Yeah, it was a difficult pass because he's throwing it directly over him, and Andy was looking over one shoulder and then had to change over to the other, and that cost him a little bit of speed also, but he did get in between the seam and the defense.
So we're going to have a 3rd down and 4. We have John Lee split wide left, the back's in the eye behind quarterback Halftown. Halftown hands off to the deep right. Furlong, he has a big hole. Furlong, the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40, and he'll go down just inside the 40. A saving tackle over there along the sidelines.
20.
By number 20, T.J. Martinelli.
That was one of Salamanca's bread and butter plays they ran over here, their sprint draw, and that they've got a lot of yardage over that in years, and they try to run that to Furlong quite a bit.
Looked to me like Travis Herring threw a big block to spring him over there along the sideline. Right now we have a referee signaling that he has an equipment problem on the field that he's going to tend to, and Todd Thomas, number 76, is coming to the sideline. The clock is stopped here with 4:12 left to play in the first quarter. Salamanca on top in the ball game by a score of 8-0. Into the ball game now for Olean's number 85. That's Brian Reeves. He replaces Todd Thomas at the middle linebacker position. They wind up with, well, I guess they won't wind it up, seeing as Furlong went out of bounds. And here we are, 1st and 10. The ball is spotted just inside the 40. They said Furlong went out of bounds at around the 39. Handoff inside the fullback, Travis Herron, and Herron looked like he had a hole, and somebody must have got him low, and he tripped up, and he went down with a short gain on the play, down to the 36.
Yeah, Paul Myers that time did a nice job of sealing off the nose man, and once in a while Olean lined up in where they shade the nose man to one side or the other, the center, and that time it just happened to be on the away from the ball, so it made easier block for Paul, but he did a nice job on it.
They spot the ball at the 35. We'll call it 2nd and 6 for the Warriors. They come out in a wing T formation. Halftown again to Travis Herron. Travis Herron's in the secondary. Herron is all the way down to the 20. 1st down for the Warriors.
Chris Gilfallon and Jim Quinn did a nice job opening a hole there, and then Travis got about 5-6 extra yards on his own. He's got powerful legs, and he just kept turning them.
He is a big fellow, weighing in at 215 pounds. And it looked almost like the same play they ran on the previous down, and Herron really turned it in for some nice yardage. 1st and 10 at the 19. Halftown, play fake. He rolls to his left. He has blockers. Halftown knows it's going to be driven out of bounds by Adrian Gayton. Gayton refused to let go, and he limits Halftown to a 2-yard gain on the play.
That was similar to the play they ran for the touchdown from midfield there in their first drive, but Gayton did a nice job of fighting off a block and driving him out of bounds.
When it first opened up, I thought that they had sealed it up pretty nicely, and I thought Halftown was going to go, but Gayton did show fine pursuit and got to the ball.
They'll run that rollout a few times a game to keep people honest. It's another one of their misdirection plays.
2nd down and about 7 yards to go as Halftown this time hands off to Furlong. He cuts inside. Furlong with a nice move goes to the 10, and he's close to the 1st down yardage. So credit Paul Furlong with a nice cut. Picks up good yardage on the play. It looks like they'll be about a half-yard short. 3rd and 1 coming up.
Well, it was almost a similar play, except this time he handed it off, so they keep trying to keep Olean's defensive people thinking, and that time the right side of the offensive line gave him a nice block, so he got some good yardage.
Salamanca has moved the ball off the field very nicely. They lead in the game by a score of 8-0, and they're trying to add to that early lead as they break the huddle in a full house stacked eye. Halftown hands off to Furlong. He was the deep back in the eye, and he has 1st down yardage. Down to about the 6 before Fresina finally wrapped him up. So Salamanca, very impressively, Pete, moving the ball up the field, very methodical.
The last few weeks, that seems to be what they've been doing. They just keep going and going, and I don't know if they wear people down or what, but they're executing so well. They just don't seem to be making any mistakes.
First and goal from the 6. Again, the back's in the stacked eye. Halftown again hands off to Furlong, and Furlong looked like he had some problems with his footing, and he'll dive to the 5, only a yard on the play. And Pete, it seems like it might be a little soft. I think you mentioned in the pregame that end of the field is possibly a little muddy.
That is probably the worst part of the field. And I see Olean is just taking a timeout, but that was good pursuit on the Olean defense that time. There's about 4 or 5 people in on the tackles. Defensive backs come up in a hurry.
Okay, well, we have a timeout on the field, so let's take time in for this message.
When you go to Tri-County Chrysler, Plymouth Dodge, in Little Valley, you'll find friendly people who are qualified to serve you. Herb Archer says every day is sale day as you choose from our large assortment of new 87 and 88 models in stock. Lee Ellis heads up our crack service department of factory-trained automotive technicians who will keep your car running smooth without a lot of hassle. Even our parts manager is a friendly kind of guy. Tri-County Chrysler, Plymouth Dodge, 520 Rock City Street, Little Valley.
Ken Woodruff along with Pete Weishin. We're at Bradner Stadium where the Salamanca Warriors lead in the game by a score of 8-0, and they have second down and goal from the 5. Backs in the wing T. Halftown hands off to Furlong. He's trying to sweep the right side. He's down, and he'll be knocked out of bounds. Down, we'll see where they spot the ball. Looks like they're going to put it down around the 1 or 2 yard line. So Furlong tiptoed down the sideline. They were on the short side of the field, and it appears that they're right around the 1 yard line from here, Pete.
Yeah, I was trying to pick up who was in on the tackle over there. It was, I believe, number 89, Ray Thomas, and that's from the other side of the field. I'm not sure, though.
Okay, they spot the ball actually a little closer to the 2, and we have a whistle and a flag going down. And this might be a costly penalty one way or another. Let's see what the, yes, it appears like the Olean Huskies again have lined up offsides. And Pete, that's the second time in this drive that the Huskies have been guilty of an encroachment penalty, and they're going to mark this ball half the distance to the goal line.
This is a penalty I just don't like in high school football. I think that if you can get back on sides before the ball snapped, that you should be allowed to do that. But it's, you know, it's one of the rules. But I just think it doesn't help the game any.
Third and down and goal from inside the 1. Travis Heron, the fullback, dives over the pile, and he's in the end zone, touchdown. So Salamanca adds to their 8-0 lead on the Travis Heron touchdown dive, and it's now Salamanca 14, Olean nothing.
Well, that time he went over the left side of the line there with Gilthon at left tackle. He went right over top of him, so all he had to do was submarine his man.
Salamanca appears like they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. They come out in a wing T formation, Halftown under center. Play fake. He looks into the left corner of the end zone. He has a man there, and it's complete. The extra point is good. Looks like Jimmy Quinn.
Was Furlong.
Paul Furlong.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to pick up some numbers from up here, especially in that corner of the end zone, but both of them were out on the pattern, and I really thought he was going to throw the long man, and he threw the short one undercutting it, but he had it right on the money.
So the score now, Salamanca 16, Olean nothing. The 20, 25, and he's still on his feet at the 30, and he'll go down as he crosses the 30.
Kate did a nice job in that return, keeping his feet, getting about 5 or 6 extra yards, and there's some nice blocking in the middle by a lot of people.
Jim McGarren, number 35, made the stop for Salamanca, and Adrian Gayton, he is fleet-footed, and all he needs is a little room, and he could put Olean in a pretty good position. And they need something to happen right now, Pete, as we're in the late stages of the first quarter. And the Huskies on the short end of a 16-0 score as they break the huddle. DeCerbo kind of put it up. He throws over here along the sidelines, and the pass is incomplete. Ray Thomas, the tight end over there, who's the intended receiver, and Matt just overthrew him a little bit.
Yeah, he was open on the play. That defensive back kind of went in to guard the other receiver, and good thing the ball wasn't on the money for Salamanca. But I think you're going to see Olean throw the ball more and more here to try to loosen up the Salamanca defense.
In the one drive that they did put together here in the first quarter, that's where they've had their success in the airways. DeCerbo throws for Kurt Frable, and he threw behind him. Frable made an inside cut, and the pass was behind him, so he never had a chance. And Matt DeSerbo and Kurt Frabel were talking to each other, a little breakdown in communication on that pass play, it appeared.
Yeah, there was I think Salamanca's getting ready for that play now. There was 3 or 4 people there on the coverage, and Mark Crowley, who was just in the game for that play, had good coverage on it.
3rd down and 10 as the Huskies break the huddle. They're on their own 32. They split Gayton wide right. DeSerbo hands off to Klingbeil. Klingbeil, first down yardage. He's at the 45, still in the speed of midfield. Klingbeil at the 40, the 30. And he'll be driven out of bounds, down inside, right around the 20-yard line.
Kyle Lester pushed him out of bounds, Kenny. That was a nice run. He just kept digging and digging, and there's some good downfield blocks that time. Number 70, Joe Suda, first, Olean, had a block downfield about 15 yards, and I think if you're going to have long running plays, it's important that you do have downfield blocking that far.
Well, I think that the Salamanca Warriors were, just like myself, expecting the pass play on the 3rd down and 10, and they wanted Klingbeil caught him off guard, and as a result, big run on the play all the way down to the 18. Handoff inside, it's going nowhere. Boy, the middle of that Salamanca line was waiting for the ball carrier, Bob Fresina. Fresina never had a chance, and he's going to go down with a loss on the play back to the 20.
That was somewhat of the last play, Kenny, but the Lion, I thought had Klingbeil stopped the last time, but boy, he come out of the pile this time, though. They just barely got the handoff.
Klingbeil's run, a 58-yard run. He took it from the 32 all the way down, actually 60 yards on that run, but now they're looking at 2nd down and 12 as DeSerbo rolls out. He has Gayton down there, but Matt's going to run with the football, or at least he started to. Now he's going to be sacked. Matt DeSerbo rolled out and thought he had an opening, but the Warrior defense reacted quickly, led by Saparic, number 76, and they closed that play down quickly.
Well, they had nice downfield coverage that time on the receiver, but Andy Hogan had him step for step, and Matt just didn't have anybody to throw to, so he was smart to just try to run the football instead of throwing it away or throwing the interception.
On that play, they have spotted the ball at the 22, and with that, the first quarter has come to a close. So at the end of a quarter here at Bradner Stadium, it's Salamanca 16, Olean nothing.
Toss it. McDonald's introduces a new taste with turkey and ham. New McDonald's chef salad.
Toss me a salad with turkey and ham.
New McDonald's chef salad.
Toss it for me fresh all day. This meal goes any place.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Sponsored by your locally owned and operated McDonald's in Arcade and Springville. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Back here at Bradner Stadium, we're ready to get it underway in the second quarter. Salamanca leading by a score 16-0, but following a 50-yard run by Kevin Klingbeil on a 3rd and 10 play, Olean now deep in Salamanca territory. However, on their first 2 plays, they have lost 4 yards, and they're looking at 3rd down and 14 as they break the huddle. DeSerbo looking to put it up. He has a man over there along the sidelines. That's Frabel, and Frabel is unable to come up with the football down and around the 20, or excuse me, at the 10, and he was well covered on the play over there by Salamanca's number 89, it appeared, and that's Dan Ward.
Olean's line did a nice job of giving Matt time to throw that time. There wasn't anybody that really got too close to him. And I'm sure Salamanca would like to put more pressure on him than that, but...
Well, Olean is faced with a 4th down, a big play. They need a conversion here, so let's take a timeout for this message.
If you're looking for an evening of video entertainment without a lot of hassle, rent your next tape at Bell's in Salamanca, the Village Convenience in Portville, or the Quality Market in Olean. You don't have to make an extra stop to choose from a wide selection of films. Now you can pick up a selection right along with the milk and paper. Next time, for convenience sake, rent your next tape at Bell's in Salamanca, Village Convenience in Portville, or the Quality Market in Olean.
Olean is faced with 4th down. They're on their own, or excuse me, on the Salamanca 23, a 4th down and 14 situation, and DeSerbo's back to pass. He's throwing long into the end zone, and he's overthrowing the receiver, intended, it appears, for number 85, Brian Reese, and Reese was at the 5, and the ball was well into the end zone, so Matt DeSerbo overthrew him a little bit on that 4th down play, and as a result, Salamanca will take over the football.
Yeah, he was pretty well covered on the play. He would have had a difficult time getting it into him, but it seems like Olean's trying to throw quite a bit to their tight end here. They've looked to him quite a few times so far.
Well, Salamanca has scored in their first 2 possessions. Mark Halftown on a 52-yard run, and then Travis Tarrant a 1-yard dive. This is their 3rd possession of the ball game, and it'll be interesting to see if the Husky defense can find the solution to stopping these Warriors as they come out in a 9 formation. Halftown on a play fake. He's looking to run the left side. He has some blocks. Halftown to 30, 35 to 40, and he'll go down just shy of midfield. So Mark Halftown with a fine run moves the ball from the 23 all the way out to about the 46-yard line.
We were just talking before about downfield blocking. Salamanca, Pete Zaparic and Travis Tarrant were leading a play at that time, and they were downfield a good 15 yards throwing blocks.
Boy, they seal that left side off and allow Halftown to turn in nice yardage. So as a result, Salamanca has moved the ball quickly up to the 46, 1st and 10. They come out in an eye. Handoff to the deep back, Paul Furlong. He hurdles him in. He's at the 30, 40. Paul Furlong in a foot race. He may go. He's at the 20, the 10, the 5. Let's see, touchdown. Paul Furlong's in the end zone.
That's a 54-yard run Kenny just made. They had a nice block, nice hole to run off on the left side again of the line. And then he just turned on the juice, and I thought 84 was going to catch him, but
Adrian Gayton.
they seem to just run stride for stride, both of them, so they both seem to have about the same speed.
So Olean starts on their own 23. They go 77 yards in 2 plays. Halftown on a 23-yard run, and then Paul Furlong on a 54-yard jaunt, and quickly the Warriors have upped the score. 22-0. Furlong gets the pitch, and he will be denied the end zone. So the 2-point conversion is no good, and Pete, that's about the first thing the Warriors have not been able to convert on in this ball game.
Yeah, they seem, like I say, their execution has just been excellent lately, and they haven't punted the ball, and I think only once last week. That play was stopped on the right side. Todd Thomas got over there time, and he shut him off.
Back here at Bradner Stadium, the Warriors will kick it off. Again, we're down to 11-11 to play here in the 2nd quarter, and this time Furlong's kick is a short one. Taken by one of the upbacks. That's Sean Overfeld, and Overfeld will be brought down by number 24, John Lee, and Lee with a nice shoestring tackle right at the 30-yard line, and Overfeld was not able to go very far.
Yeah, that was a nice play by John Lee. He comes knifing through there. I don't think anybody touched him. And he just picked his seam and got through there in a hurry and right at the shoestrings, and boy, that's how you tackle him.
So the Olean Huskies will start off on their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10. They break the huddle. Matt DeSerbo, short drop. He has plenty of time. He throws out here. Oh, he intended to pass over there for Brian Reese, and Reese was covered very nicely by Dan Ward underneath, and if the pass had been a little lower, Dan Ward might have gone in there for 6 with that thing.
I think Matt, when he saw him threw it, DeSerbo threw it a little high, and he did the right thing, because if he would have thrown it down where it should have been, it would have definitely been intercepted. So he overthrew him. I noticed Salamanca's defense was back quite a ways. Hogan's a good 15 yards off the ball, playing like a free safety, so it's going to be difficult to throw on deep.
2nd down and 10. Handoff inside to John Hardy. John Harding gets the call, and he is stopped by the middle of the defensive line. Gilfillan gets off the foul along with Mendo, and he had help from Dan Ward. And on the play, Hardy only gained a yard, so 3rd down and 9 coming up.
Seems like Olean is using diversity anyway in their running backs. They substitute a few new people in there constantly, and maybe sooner or later they can break one.
Hardy comes out, and Thomas comes out, and Forcina's into the ball game along with Frable. Frable and Gayton are split wide right in this 3rd down and 9 situation. DeSerbo on the option play. He keeps the football, and he's going to be buried right around the 32, maybe the 33, well shy of the 1st down.
That was a good fake on the inside that time. I thought the fullback had the ball, but he kept it outside, but the defense kind of strung it out, so he had to just take the ball as far as he could by himself.
Well, boy, Pete Saperi, number 76, along with Jim McGarrett, 35, they made a fine play on the Starbo, and as a result, Olean is looking at 4th down in a punting situation. 4th and 7, and Jeff Hamilton is in to punt the football again. Furlong is the deep man. Hamilton standing on his own 20. Good snap. He has plenty of time, and he booms it out of there, and it's a beauty. Furlong takes it at the 30. Hey, check that. That doesn't appear to be Furlong. Maybe that appears to be John. They have the football, their 4th possession. Halftown hands off to the deep back. And Furlong did well just to get back to the line of scrimmage on that play. Play fake to the up back, and Furlong took it, and there was nothing there.
There was good penetration on the defense that time by number 36, Randy Hall. And there was one other player in there also, and Herron tried to take on both of them. He just couldn't do it, so they really came across the line fired up that time, the Olean defense.
A loss on the play of a yard, so it's 2nd down and 11. Handoff. It appears to be Travis Herron, the fullback, and Herron dives across the 45 out near about the 47-yard line for a gain of close to 6 on the play. Sets up 3rd down and 5 for the Warriors.
T.J.
Martinelli.
Martinelli was the one that tripped him up that time. Went up from his defensive back position.
Martinelli, only 145-pounder, did not shy away from taking on Travis Herron. 3rd down and 5. Halftown. Fumble, loose ball. Looks like the Olean Huskies have recovered. That is the signal. Paul Furlong on the exchange from Halftown, and he never really got a handle on the ball, and the Huskies have recovered. Todd Thomas. Pete is the man that Paul Schonzik, our PA man, is giving credit to on the fumble recovery. So the Huskies get their first big break of the ball game. Let's see if they can capitalize.
The last few times, the Olean defense had some good penetration. And number 36, Randy Hall, again had penetration on the play and caused that fumble. It wasn't a good exchange, though, I believe. It didn't look like he got it in where it belonged.
Gayton is split wide right. The Serbo pass over the middle. It's complete. Complete to the tight end, Brian Reese, and Reese is inside the 30, down to the 26.
Oh, we got another penalty on the play, Kenny. Also, we have an Olean Husky down hurt on the play.
It appeared to be the receiver, Brian Reese, who has not got up after being tackled. And Pete, you're right. This could all come back.
It was. I think the preliminary signal was an illegal motion on the offense, and at that time Salamanca linebackers, and the tight end just slid right in behind him, and he was wide open on the play, and Olean had the right play called for that situation.
Brian Reese is coming off the field with help from the coaching staff. We hope he's all right. After a 5-yard penalty, Olean's last play was wiped out. Matt DeServo looking over here for Gayton. No, broken up. Coming over along there was number 21, Kyle Lester. And Gayton and Lester arrived at the same time at the 40, and the ball was knocked free. And boy, that was so close. Either man almost came up with the football.
Yeah, that was a tough play for either person. I think that Reese, I thought he hurt his left leg, but they're looking at his back right now down here on the bench, and hopefully he'll be okay.
Boy, that's twice tonight that Olean has had a long pass play negated by a penalty. And those are the types of mistakes that really come back to haunt you.
Yeah, they certainly are. I think Olean's going to have to be careful of these passes out in the flat here. Salamanca seems to be coming up pretty hard. And
situation here, 2nd down and 15. Olean right at midfield, and DeServo hands off inside John Hardy. Big hole. John Hardy, the 35, and he'll have 1st down yardage. So John Hardy burst over the middle before halftime, and Hogan, along with Furlong, team up in the secondary to bring him down, but they moved the ball all the way to the 34. Their best penetration. No, this was not. They one other time they were this deep, so.
That was a nice block on the play by Joe Suda, who was sealed inside, and Todd Thomas sealed outside that time, and he ran in the hole right behind him.
Olean on the move, and the big run by Hardy. 1st and 10 at the Salamanca 34. Serbo hands off Fresina. Fresina has some running room, and he dives inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line. Nice gain on the play for Bob Fresina. They moved the ball 6 or 7 yards. 2nd down, and we'll call it 4 coming up.
That was pretty much the same play, only on the other side of the line, and Matt Jarenko was the one who sealed in that time, and he ran directly behind him. He seemed to be getting some yardage here the last 2 or 3 running plays.
Sean Overfill coming into the ball game. Forsina checks out. The Overfill and Klingbeil in the backfield. Gayton is split wide right on the 2nd down and 4 situation. Fumble on the play. Klingbeil never had the handle on the ball, and it appears that Salamanca has recovered.
I think Jimmy Quinn got it. I think he got up and handed the ball to him right away.
Oh, there's a very, very costly turnover for the Olean Huskies. They turn over just when it appears like they were going somewhere. And that's their 17th fumble turnover this season. And those are the things that kill you.
Now if they're going to have a goal against Salamanca, they can't have those kind of mistakes.
6 minutes even left to play here in the first half. Salamanca leading 22-0, and they have just taken over the football. And Halftown on the quarterback draw. He's moving across the 35, still in speed at the 40. Halftown at the 45, and he'll go out of bounds all the way up and around the 49-yard line. So Mark Halftown just dropped back, faked the pass, and then took off.
Certainly did. They seem to be running him more and more every week. And that time he got some good yardage, quite a bit on his own. He was knocked out of bounds on the play that time by 62 Mark New, so Mark had to cover quite a bit of ground that time since he plays on the inside.
He sure did. He came from the middle of that defensive line to run him down. Not before Halftown sets up shop 1st and 10 on the Warrior 48. In the stacked eye, Paul Furlong gets the call. He's in the secondary, the 45, the 40, and he'll go down inside the 40. Sean Oberfeld roughly brings him down hard right around the 39-yard line, but not before Salamanca picks up another 1st down.
When Salamanca goes that power eye, they're running Furlong, and he seems to be going to the left side between Gilfallon and Saparic, and getting some pretty good yardage. He's popping through there.
Boy, and they are opening up the holes all night long. They have been opening up the holes. 1st and 10. The ball resting on the Olean 39. This time, Travis Heron, the fullback. Heron pulling people with him, goes to the 30. Looks like he'll gain 9 on the play. 2nd down and 1. Mark New is the man who had him and struggled to bring him down, but finally was successful. Not before 9-yard gain on the play.
Salamanca seems to be double teaming their block on the outside there, and they're going to have, if Olean's going to stop that play, they're going to have to shut it down from the inside. People coming over in pursuit.
We're inside 5 minutes to play here in this 2nd quarter. Salamanca looking at 2nd down and a yard. Halftown, handoff, keeps the football. Halftown at the 20. Halftown cuts it back. He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown. Mark Halftown with an excellent play fake, and that allowed him to get to the corner, and boy, he really was able to do something with the football. He has shown some nice running ability tonight.
Yes, he has. I don't know if he was going to plan on handing the ball off or not. He almost fumbled the ball on the play, but boy, then he turned on the speed and he got through the defenders. Wow, he's like another fullback out there with the build that he has. And like I said, he seemed to be running him more and more, and he's got a lot of yardage tonight.
So Mark Halftown from 30 yards out ups the score to 28-0, and now the Warriors are going for the 2-point conversion. Halftown on the pitch to Furlong. He sprints for the corner, and he's in there. They tack on the 2. So it's now Salamanca 30, Olean nothing. Salamanca has just driven the ball 68 yards, and Mark Halftown's 30-yard run, the 4th touchdown for the Warriors. They lead in the contest by a score of 30-0. Here's Sean Overfeld. Overfeld going up the middle, the 35, and he'll go down in a pow right at the 40-yard line. So Sean Overfeld with a nice return sets up the Huskies with good field position. And Pete, quite another very, very impressive drive moments ago by the Salamanca Warriors.
Yeah, they haven't. If they punted the ball again tonight, I don't think they have, Kenny. And last week they only punted once, and that was near the end of the game. That was a nice. Mark Crowley on these special teams just does an excellent job. He's one of those people that come down there like a kamikaze, and he's down there breaking things up, and he tripped up the ball carrier that time.
84-03. We're down to 4:10 left to play in the 2nd quarter and a half that's been totally dominated by the Salamanca Warriors. And we have a new quarterback in, or no, it's Matt DeSorbo, and we have a flag going down, or no flag. It is a flag. Way up here at midfield, I could see it in the corner, and that's an unusual place to see a flag. Feet away from the ball.
Again, it's an illegal man downfield.
Oh, no.
And that was nice coverage on the play by Dan Ward. He had his hand in there and just broke it up with good timing. But it seems like I think they're getting the illegal man downfield is they're double teaming one of the men. They're pushing him so far back that they're getting too far down the field.
The call goes against the Huskies. An ineligible receiver downfield. 5-yard penalty and a loss of down, so the ball is moved back to the 35, second down and 15, and DeServo is in trouble. Matt DeServo will be sacked in the backfield. Gilfillan and Saperi team up to make the sack all the way back to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, most defensive ends come down that time. Jimmy Quinn come in from his left side, and Chris Gilfillan come in from the right. And they gave Pioneer a lot of trouble last week when the defensive ends did, and on that play they did it also.
Well, we're in a situation now, Olean trailing in the ball game by a score of 30-0. They're almost looking at a must-pass situation. The Salamanca defensive line is just teeing off. They're not really respecting the run at this point. Letting it all hang out. We're looking at third down and long. DeServo hands off to Sean Oberfeld. Sean Oberfeld is met right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Jimmy Quinn just closed that down from his defensive end position, which he's done so often this year.
He has really improved as the season is going along and become more and more of a dominating force on the team. And he's a big boy in there at 6'3", 230 pounds roughly.
When you stand next to him, Ken, I'll tell you, it makes you look pretty small.
So the ball resting right around the 26-yard line, and Olean looking at fourth down and long, and Hamilton's he's under pressure and he gets it away. Fair catch, no fair catch, and it's taken by the back up here. That was Dan Ward, and that was a courageous catch by Ward right at midfield as he was surrounded by Olean players.
There was good pressure on that punt. Kerry Hansen that time in the interior of the line. But once again, Olean's people are right there on the punt coverage.
Down below we see number 85, Brian Reese, standing on his own 2 feet, a little sore, but at least he's up moving around, and that certainly is a good thing.
He seems to be doing a little better. His back, it's definitely his lower back.
Herring goes in motion. Quick pitch out here to Furlong. Furlong, as the penalty flag goes down at the 45, the 40, and he'll be bounced out of bounds down around the 36-yard line, but I think it might all come back.
I think we had another motion call, Kenny. I'm not quite positive, but I think so.
Well, the 5-yard penalty against the Warriors negates the long run by Furlong. They move the ball back just inside the 45, and it's first and 15. Again, Herring in motion. This time they come with Piccolo. Piccolo at the 40. Piccolo may go. He's at the 30, the 20. He's in the end zone. Bobby Piccolo on his first carry of the football game came from the wing on the inside counter.
That's 56 yards.
Boy, what a run by Piccolo. He showed some quickness.
He certainly did. And once he got downfield so far, he kind of looked back to see. And we had good downfield blocking, Dan Ward that time. But that's that inside reverse Salamanca likes to run, and they haven't run that much this year. But as the season goes on, I think you'll see that more and more. But that was an excellent run. He turned on the juice there and went quickly down the field.
We're down to 1:55, and Salamanca now trying to tack on the 2. Pitch to Furlong. He's trying to sweep the left side. He's in the end zone. The extra point is good. Score now. Salamanca 38. Olean nothing.
Your community college can offer you so much more. Located right here in Olean, the Cattaraugus County campus of JCC can offer you 2-year liberal arts or career programs to meet your needs and goals. Our liberal arts graduates are eligible to transfer to any 4-year college or university. Our counselors and staff will provide you with the personal attention that you need to get your education off to the right start. Jamestown Community College, your community college working for you.
the Salamanca Warriors have been just absolutely awesome here in this first half. They lead by a score of 38-0, and they're kicking off again, and Paul Furlong's left foot must be wearing out by this point. And Klingbeil takes it on the bounce. He heads up the middle, and he'll go down right around the 35-yard line. So Kevin Klingbeil with a good return sets up the Huskies 1st and 10 on their 35-yard line.
Well, I see Jimmy McGarrett kicked off that time. He's been kicking some for him this year in the kickoffs. And Chris Sebastian was in on that tackle for Salamanca, so...
Well, I'll tell you what, Pete, you and I are going to have our work cut out for us, I think, in the second half. With the score of 38-0 here, I'm sure that George Witcher is going to be bringing in a lot of the second liners, and that's when it gets tough up here.
Well, hopefully we can get all the numbers straight.
Matt DeCerbo, back to pass. Throws over the middle, and it's intercepted. Travis Heron has the football. Heron will go down at the 35-yard line. Travis Heron in the middle linebacker position picks off the DeCerbo pass, and Salamanca will set up shop 1st and 10 at the Warrior, or excuse me, the Olean 34-yard line.
Pat Travis stuck his hand in on it, and it was a hard-thrown ball, but the ball popped off the receiver's shoulder pads and went over his head, and Travis caught it and just took off after that.
Well, we're down to 1:20, and all of a sudden Salamanca is looking at a chance to tack on to their 38-0 lead.
I believe he has his second-team offense in right now, Kenny.
Andy Hogan is our new quarterback, number 19. And we have a whistle and a timeout being called. So there's timeout on the field. Well, the Salamanca Warriors, 1st and 10 on the Olean 34 following the timeout. Handoff inside. And it appears like it'll go for very little from here. I think it was number 31. Yes, it was. Ron Hensel just into the ball game on the carry.
He was tackled on a play by Randy Hall again. Seems like I've said that number a few times tonight already.
He's been very active from this left defensive end position. They've been running very successfully to the other side, so I guess you have to commend Randy Hall. They've sort of been staying away from him for the most part.
They seem to have this first half so far.
2nd down. Hogan looks like he's going to run the keeper to the left side. Hogan is down to the 25-yard line, and he's brought down, and we have penalty flags going down after the play is all over here in the middle of the field. That stops the clock with only 20 seconds left to play in the first half, and possibly we might have a major penalty coming up against the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's illegal motion again, I think. But that's the same play that Mark Afton ran a couple long gainers on, and Andy can get out there in a hurry. He has excellent speed.
Press box, please.
Must be there wasn't a penalty.
They waved off the flag. They are calling it an inadvertent flag, and now Salamanca runs a quarterback keeper straight up the middle. They have 1st down yardage. The referee waved off the flag, and as a result, Salamanca has just picked up a 1st down.
Yeah, that time,
15-yard line.
excuse me, Kenny, that time he fouled the block with center, the new center he has in there, John Printup.
Well, we're down to 3-2-1. They will not get off another play. The first half has mercifully come to a close, and it has been all Salamanca. At the end of the half, it's the Salamanca Warriors, 38, Olean nothing. We'll be back to wrap up the statistics from the first half. Let's take a break.
When you go to Tri-County Chrysler Plymouth Dodge in Little Valley, you'll find friendly people who are qualified to serve you. Herb Archer says every day is sale day as you choose from our large assortment of new 87 and 88 models in stock. Lee Ellis heads up our crack service department of factory-trained automotive technicians who will keep your car running smooth without a lot of hassle. Even our parts manager is a friendly kind of guy. Tri-County Chrysler Plymouth Dodge, 520 Rock City Street, Little Valley.
Back at Fradner Stadium, we're about ready to get it underway here in this second half, and it's Olean kicking off to the Salamanca Warriors in that first half real quickly. We had a 52-yard run by Mark Halftown for a touchdown. Furlong tacked on the extra point. Then Travis Heron from 1 yard out, and again Furlong on the extra point. Then Paul Furlong on a 54-yard jaunt. The extra point attempt was no good. Halftown then on a 30-yard run, and then Bobby Piccolo, 56-yard run. So those are the 5 Warrior touchdowns, and they take the kickoff backward. And he's popped and still on his feet, and it's all the way up to, no, he's at around the 15-yard line. Did you pick up the guy running the ball there, Pete?
Yes, that was Dan Ward.
Dan Ward.
The ball back. Down on the play to making the coverage was Brent Obertfeld. They had a lot of people down there again, Benny.
Their special teams have actually executed very well. You cannot fault their special teams tonight. Punt coverage and kickoff returns have been pretty good. It's in just about every other facet of the game that things have sort of fallen apart for the Huskies as they find themselves at the short end of a 38-0 score. We're just underway here in the third quarter. Mark Halftown is back in there at the quarterback position as he has pretty much the starting lineup. George Witcher does. Travis Heron had the handoff, and he goes inside for a short gain on the play, up close to the 17. Olean's defense reacted very quickly.
Yeah, it was Todd Thomas and John Hardy. Both of them were in on the tackle at the same time that time. They closed it down quickly.
A gain of 2 for Heron, and looks like right away the Salamanca Warriors are bringing in some new people. We'll try to pick that up as we come out of the huddle.
Scott Mark Crowley is in right guard right at the present time.
In that backfield, we see number 21, Pete, if we can pick him up here momentarily.
That's Kyle Lester.
Kyle Lester, and he has the football. Lester still on his feet, and he refuses to go down. He's all the way out to the 40-yard line. So Kyle Lester, on his first chance to carry the ball, makes good for big yardage. Gain of 25 on the play.
That was good blocking again on that left side. That seems to be where they've been running the ball predominantly well tonight in that area.
So the Salamanca Warriors, and you got to give a lot of credit to this offensive line for opening up the holes for these running backs. Or moved the ball out very nicely to the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Halftown has him in a wing tee. Pitch to Lester, and Lester will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Sean Oberfeld came up, and he had help from number 71 in there, who undermined everything. Mike Marchfelder, and on the play, a loss of about a half a yard for Lester. 2nd down and 11 coming up.
Okay, also in for Salamanca at left guard is number 64, Mike Warrior. I just picked up his number as he came in.
So George is trying to mix in some new blood here. You see on top by a big margin early in the third quarter. 2nd down, Halftown on the play fake, hands off to Heron, and Heron is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. On the bottom of the pile there for Olean was number 56, Pat O'Connell.
There's a bunch of people in there in the middle line that time. There's 4 or 5 red jerseys swarmed in on the tackle.
The Olean defensive line dominating the trenches against some of these new people right now, and that's probably to be expected. Todd Thomas asserting himself. He's a big man to move out of the middle. 3rd down and 9 coming up. The Warriors in the wing T formation. Halftown handoff up the middle. Fullback Travis Heron has 1st down yardage at the 45, the 40, the 35, and he is knocked out of bounds down and around the 32, 33-yard line.
Well, one of those yellow things fell to the ground again, Ken. I think they're going to bring it back. I think we had possibly an illegal block on as he swept around the outside.
Boy, Travis Heron, for a big fellow, really he's demonstrated some good quickness here tonight. And he had a hole and turned it into some nice yardage, but it looks like it's all going to be wiped out by the penalty.
I think they called a clip if I got the preliminary signal right.
Okay, referee Ken Blodgett, a gentleman I've had a chance to referee some basketball with, is marching off the 10-yard penalty, and the call is holding. So holding against the Warriors nullifies the Travis Heron run, and the ball spotted back at the 35-yard line. They'll have 3rd down and 15 as they break the huddle. They're in a shotgun. Halftown on the quick kick, booms it out of there. Boy, nice kick, Mark Halftown. Ball bounces straight up in the air, and it's fielded there.
Kerry Hansen.
Kerry Hansen. So the Warriors, for the first time in a ball game, something we haven't seen, a quick kick, and they boom it down the field.
So,
that sort of caught me by surprise.
Well, Salamanca's used it a few times over the years to get themselves out of long yardage situations. It was interesting last time, Todd Thomas was lined up at nose guard. Yeah, I think he has the last few times, so they got him away from the linebacker slot, just moving him around, I guess.
So the Olean Huskies See if they can generate some offense here as they start off 1st and 10 in their own 31-yard line. Matt DeSerbo, and the quarterback keeper, number 75, Chris Gilfillan, wrapped him up in a bear hug and brought him down. So he limits Matt DeSerbo to about a yard or 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Kenny, that was Jim McGarrett.
Was that McGarrett?
Yes, he was on the. He plays on the left side of the line.
I picked up the 5, and that was all. So, Olean breaking the huddle. They're on their own 33-yard line. 2nd down, and we're going on the long 8. Matt DeSerbo, play fake, throws over the middle there, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver, Ray Thomas. Thomas up here at around the 45. Covering on the play was Lester, Kyle Lester, and he had help from number 62.
That's Mark Crowley.
Now, I tell you, Ray Thomas probably should have had that ball.
That was a well-thrown ball because Matt DeSerbo got hit as he threw it by Jim Quinnan from the left end, and that was one of those blindside hits, and he was lucky to get it exactly on target. He did a nice job of hanging in there, and he got up pretty slow from it, so hopefully he'll be able to come back.
Vrabel wide left, backs in the divide. Handoff inside, and there was a hole there, but the man was tripped up. On the play, Klingbeil was tripped up just barely by Crowley. Boy, I tell you, if Crowley doesn't get him run on the ankle, Klingbeil has a lot of running room. He might have gone somewhere, but it was a nice play. He turned in by Crowley.
Yeah, the offensive line did a nice job of cleaning out the right side, and he was coming in behind him, but Crowley just got his hand in there to trip him up.
Number 86, Jeff Hamilton, back in punt formation. He's had a lot of opportunities tonight to punt football. He's done a nice job. And he booms a line drive kick. It's going to take an Olean roll. And it's going to be picked up there by John Lee, and he's going to go down immediately. So Lee with a short return to about the 34-yard line. And that's where the Warriors will set up shop 1st and 10.
Todd Evans was down there, the first Olean Husky to in on the tackle. The punter that time, the reason it was a line drive, just as he was getting ready to kick the ball, his foot that sets on the ground started sliding forward. So it was a good punt considering the circumstances.
So true, and once again, the Huskies with good downfield coverage, and that's probably been one of their bright spots this evening, the special teams. Okay, half pound still in there at quarterback as the Warriors come out here 1st and 10 in a wing T formation. And we have a flag going down. Both linesmen spotted something. Evidently somebody penetrated that neutral zone.
It was, I think, the right defensive end that time, Ken. He got just a little over-anxious, and like there again, that's that rule that, you know, he stepped about 1 foot forward and backed up, and it really doesn't hurt to play. I just wish they would eliminate that in high school football.
Well, high school ball, once anybody penetrates that neutral zone, you have a 5-yard penalty. So the 5-yard mark-off moves the ball off to about the 38-yard line. 1st and 5 for the Warriors. Handoff inside. Furlong gets the call. He stacked up. Mark New and Todd Thomas team up. Thomas had him low and New had him high, and Furlong held to a yard, and maybe not even that.
I'll have to check to see where Thomas is lined up. If he's still at the nose guard position like he was the last series of downs, yes, he is. And he's getting good penetration from there.
Olean looking at throwing a 5-2, it appears at him. Maybe even a 5-3.
Well, they play a 52 inverted defense, and they've got it really bunched up the line right now.
3rd down and 4. The ball to 39. A handoff to Furlong. He's going to try to sweep the right side, and he's going for short yardage on the play. Driven out of bounds abruptly by John Hardy, number 45. And Furlong is short of the 1st down. They're going to spot him at the 42, so 4th and 2 for the Warriors, and maybe another punting situation.
Yeah, that time the left side of the defense there strung that play out and gave Hardy a chance to get him from behind. And I think this is the second punt for me. Oh, they're throwing him 3rd down, Kenny. It's 3rd and 2 or 3 right now.
Okay, I misspoke. I thought it was 4th down, but you're right, Pete. It is only 3rd down. 3rd and 2. And a handoff inside, and it looks like the Warriors will have 1st down yardage.
It's interesting, Ken, with the success Salamanca's had on the left side. All of a sudden now they're running on the right side behind Kerry Hansen. And that time they got a good short yardage run for a 1st down.
Well, I tell you, Pete, I almost think they lost it down there because I know the radio man down the road here, Francis Tomasino, he also thought it was fourth down. But whatever, the Warriors maintain the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 46. Halftown on the keeper, and he's going to go down in the backfield.
That was good pursuit that time by Sean Oberfeld.
That's correct.
And he didn't give Halftown a chance to pitch the ball out to, I think it was Travis Heron that he was ready to pitch the ball to, but he didn't give him the opportunity to.
So as a result of a loss on the play, about a yard loss, and they're looking at 2nd down and 11 as they break the huddle. Looks to me like number 35, Jim McGarrett, is in the backfield along with John Lee and Kyle Lester as Halftown lines him up. He hands off inside. It appeared to be Kyle Lester on the carry, but he went for short. No, check that. John Lee was on the carry, and he got the ball up to about the 47, and that's all. So the Warriors are looking at 3rd down and long.
Todd Thomas and John Hardy were on the tackle that time. They closed. If you watch the next few plays, I'll tell you, Thomas is really coming across the line in a hurry from that nose guard position.
Pete, quite frankly here, Salamanca is very conservative. They're not doing anything fancy. They have the big lead, and they're pretty much keeping it basic at this point. Just content to grind it out a little bit. Handoff again inside. Short yardage on the play. And Salamanca will be faced with a 4th down as Kyle Lester was on the carry, and he's brought down just shy of midfield. So it's a 4th down and 5, and the Warrior punting team coming onto the field.
Terry Fortner's into the game in the defensive line there, and he was in on that tackle, so he made his presence known immediately.
Okay, T.J. Martinelli retreats deep for the Olean Huskies. And back to punt here for Salamanca is number 75, Chris Gilfillan. Gilfillan with his first punting opportunity stands back at the 37. Good snap, and he booms a line drive kick, which Martinelli chases down, and he is not very anxious to pick it up. Now he goes over and downs it right around the 10-yard line. So good punt by Gilfillan, and Olean will start deep in their own end back at the 10.
Well, those line drives, if you don't feel them, they're going to keep rolling, and that was a difficult one to catch because of the roll it took. But
boy, I was watching that Penn State-Syracuse game today, and a punt just like that, and all of a sudden the Penn State man decided to go over and get in the vicinity, and the ball hit him around the ankle. Don't ask me what he was doing around the ball.
Well, the last time I saw, they were getting buried today.
Yes, they did get buried. The Orangemen did a number on them. Okay, 1st and 10 for the Huskies, deep in their own end. DeSerbo handoff, Klingbeil, big hole. Kevin Klingbeil is brought down in a shoestring tackle out here by Kyle Lester, but not before he moves the ball up near the 20, and he's close to 1st down yardage.
Well, Joe Suda and Jim Triley that time did a nice job of opening the hole for him in the middle, and he got through there quickly. And that was a nice tackle on the play.
Ball spotted at the 21, 1st and 10 for the Huskies. We're down to 3 minutes and 10 seconds on a moving clock left to play here 3rd quarter. Salamanca leading in the ball game by a score of 29-0. Brent Overfeld, number 29, checks into the ball game, and he's in the backfield for the Huskies. DeSerbo play fake to him, and DeSerbo turns it up the field on the keeper. Short yardage on the play, possibly 1 or 2. Ron Hensel, number 31, along with number 52. I think that's Chris Mendel.
Yes, it is.
Made the stop for the Warriors.
I think that might have been a broken play because the running back was a little bit wide for him to hand off to, and I think he looked a little surprised when he was there and the ball couldn't be handed off.
Hey, Overfeld is out of the ball game. DeSerbo, broken play. He went back looking for somebody to hand it off to, and Klingbeil and Sean Overfeld, that is, had broken the other way. So a broken play for the Huskies and no gain. In fact, a loss back to inside the 20 to the 19. So 3rd down 11 coming up for the Huskies.
I'm sure they're going to put it in the air now.
So it looks like a must-passing situation. And they send Frable wide right. Backs are in the divide. DeSerbo looking over here, and it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of the tight end there, and that's 89, Ray Thomas. Thomas had a hand on it, but unable to bring it in.
Yeah, they seem to like to run that pass pattern when they have the wide man, both of them just take off down the field, and he pretty much is throwing the ball on the money, but it's just deflected again.
So another punting situation here. Jeff Hamilton out there counting bodies. He breaks the huddle and he'll retreat back to the 10.
We got Rich Wojtowicz is back there to help receive the ball this time.
Okay, Wojtowicz standing on his own 45, and Hamilton pulls in the snap and booms out a beauty. It's going to bounce right around midfield, and that's where Wojtowicz takes it on the hop, and he'll get down immediately. Kurt Frable along with Martinelli were right there. A gutsy play by Wojtowicz, taking it on the hop, Pete.
That was John Lee.
Wasn't you?
Yeah,
You just told me it was
well,
Wojtowicz.
he was one of the up receivers, and John Lee took that ball and a half. And this year, Mark Swike has been doing that a lot too, on catching it on the bounce and trying to. As long as you don't fumble it, it's great.
Okay, Salamanca right at the midfield stripe. 1st and 10. Pitch to Furlong. Furlong, as the penalty flag goes down, is driven out of bounds. Bob Persina came up to meet him, drives him out of bounds at the 45, and a penalty flag down, and this may all come back.
That time, Ron Hensel made his presence down there. He had a good crack block inside there. They're free Furlong, but probably have a holding call.
Interesting thing to me, in the first half, Salamanca had a great deal of success sweeping the left side. Here in the second half, they've been running a little bit more to the right. Quite a bit less success, you'd have to say. Randy Hall anchoring this defensive end position over here on the left side of the defensive line, helping to string those plays out very nicely. He's probably been one of the bright spots in this Olean defense tonight.
He certainly has. I'm impressed the way he fights off blocks and just swings the plays out like you need to, so your defense, if it's got pursuit, will come over and make the play. And they seem to be doing a good job of it on this side.
Okay. 5 yards mark off. Handoff. Hensel trying to sweep the left side, and he'll go for very little on the play as the Olean defense strings it out very nicely. Suda, number 70 over there along with Todd Thomas, and we have a Husky down on the play. Trying to pick up that man here.
Yeah, that was one of them on the tackle, and I can't see what the number is.
Well, neither can I. Well, we have a break in the action. There's a minute 3 left to play here in the third quarter. Salamanca continues to lead by a score of 38-0. Let's take time out.
Hey, Salamanca, have you seen our new Better Bells? So what's new? How about our new fresh baked donuts and rolls at our new bakery section? So what's better? Check out how convenient it is to find just what you're shopping for. We've got the finest bulk foods, a complete deli, and beautiful plants to make a great centerpiece. So it is new. It is better. It's Barrels of Salamanca.
Well, T.J. Martinelli was the injured Husky, and he's off under his own power, so ready to resume action here. 2nd down and about 16. Halftown. Play fake, gets the ball back after he lost it momentarily. Now he's going to go down in the backfield. Sean Oberfeld sacks him all the way back to the 40, and actually the Warriors were lucky there that they didn't turn it over.
Well, what happened is he handed the ball off to the halfback, and he got hit immediately, and the ball popped right back into Halftown's hands, so it was kind of an unusual play. Unfortunate they didn't fumble it, but they lost about 5 yards on the play.
So they're back in their own 40 now, looking at 3rd down and 20 as the clock is moving down inside 20 seconds to play in this third quarter. The Warriors just now break the huddle. Halftown with Heron and Lester set up behind him. He hands off to the deep back, and that was Kyle Lester, and he stopped right by the middle of that defensive line. No gain on the play, so 4th down punting situation coming up.
John Hardy sealed that down quickly.
Well, that play concludes the third quarter. At the end of 3, it's Salamanca still on top by a score of 38-0.
Hi, I'm Tom Gabriel. I'm with Olean's #1 real estate company, Pepper & Crandall, the Gallery of Homes. And we'd like you to know we're behind this area's #1 football teams, the Olean Huskies and the South End Pee Wee League. Olean Huskies, go in there. Score a touchdown, win the game for this area's #1 football team in this area's #1 real estate company, Pepper and Crandall, the Gallery of Homes.
Pepper Crandall, Gallery of Homes, 401 West State Street, Olean.
Final quarter, Salamanca scored 38 points in the first half. Neither team scored in the third quarter. As we get it underway here in the fourth quarter, everybody is up on the defensive line. As Olean appears like they might go after this punt of Chris Gilfillan. And we have a man breaking the neutral zone right there in the middle, number 65 from Olean. Pat Zink, the sophomore, jumped prematurely, so 5-yard penalty coming up.
That won't hurt him too bad, really, since it was still 4th and
16 now.
16, yeah. I'm looking at number 20 on the sideline, Martinelli. I think he's going to be okay. I think he just knocked the wind knocked out of him, and he seems to be moving around the sideline okay.
Sean Oberfeld is standing back all by himself at the 30-yard line. But again, it appears like Olean's going to come. Here they come, and Gilfillan gets it away. He booms a beauty. Oberfeld all the way back to the 15. He's at the 25. He lowers the head, and he's going to go down hard up here around the 27-yard line. Oh, was he crushed down hard.
I couldn't quite pick up the number, Ken. There were so many people standing around afterwards. But John Printup was down there quickly on the play, and I don't know if he was in on the tackle or not.
Well, a couple weeks ago, Dick Heydrich and I were up at Springville, and Sean Oberfeld got his bell rung and had to be taken off the field with stretcher. We're glad to see him back in the lineup tonight, but boy, he runs with that head down low.
It certainly does. It makes it difficult to get a good shot at him.
He sets up Olean 1st and 10 on their own 29-yard line. Matt DeSerbo on an inside handoff. Very little on the play as Kevin Kingbell went just across the 30 and no more.
As you can see, Mark Crowley gets awful excited when he's in there. He was in on the tackle. He's a goalie. He's not a very big person, but he's in on their line, and he's fighting for everything he can get.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of a chance to play, and he certainly has here. We've called his name quite a few times. 2nd down and 9. Serbo on the play fake, keeps the football, turns it up the field, and he comes across the 35 up near the 37-yard line. So Serbo picks up nice yardage on the option play and sets up 3rd down and 3 for the Huskies.
I think overall tonight he's done a nice job of handling the ball, and I like the way he throws the ball. He's got a nice tight spiral and seems to have the ball pretty much on target. So they got something to look forward to next year with him coming back at quarterback.
He's only a junior, 5'11", 170-pounder. He has had pretty good success tonight throwing the football. Many passes have been dropped on him. You certainly can't fault him for that. Again, he runs the option, and this time he's going to go down with a short gain on the play, possibly the 38 and no more.
Ron Hansel didn't give him much of an opportunity to get started that time. He came across the line very quickly and knocked him off balance. So, and he's kind of getting up limping right now, I see, Ken.
Chris Mendel was there to bring him finally down, but Olean may go for it here as they're looking at 4th down and about 1.5 yards. They need to get up just shy of the 40, the ball resting right around the 38, and yes, that's the case. It looks like they're going to gamble here on the 4th down play. Handoff, Klingbeil, and good blocking by the line up front as they are able to move the defensive line, and it looks like Klingbeil have that 1st down yardage.
He ran behind Thomas and Suda again, and they just pushed the defensive line back about 3 or 4 yards, and he just put his head down and got the 1st down.
Okay, Pat Zink is coming off the field. He was replaced in there by, we didn't pick up the number. Also in there is Brent Oberfeld in the backfield, along with Klingbeil. DeSerbo, straight back to Pat. Throws out here in the flat, and Kurt Frabel makes a nice catch as he goes low to the ground to scoop it in. So DeSerbo hooks up with Frabel, and it looks like they'll have 1st down yardage as the ball is moved down to the Warrior 48-yard line.
Like I said earlier, Ken, he just throws the ball pretty well. He had a good Pete Sapiric that time was on him just as he threw the ball again, and the receiver went down on his knees to catch the ball. It was a nice reception on the play. Uncovering him, I see Salamanca has the new defensive back end, Greg Abrams, number 40, is in the game over here.
Clock moving down to 9 minutes left to play here in the 4th quarter. Salamanca continuing to lead by a 38-0 score. Matt DeSerbo is going to throw long for a streaking Adrian Gayton, and Gayton never had a chance. Very well covered on the play down there.
Now that's number 33. That's John Kemp, so he had good coverage on the play.
Well, he's going step to step. with Adrian Gayton down the sidelines. And I think Matt DeCerbo did a nice, wise thing, throwing the ball in an area where nobody could catch it.
Well, I think Matt's done something to his wrist. He's coming off the field holding it, and that throw the ball did not spiral that time, so he must have hurt his wrist on the previous play, or else as he was throwing that ball.
He had problems with his wrist in the Springville game. Took him out in the second half. And right now, Bob Frisina is the new quarterback. Frisina hands off. Good hole, Klingbeil. Klingbeil is all the way down to the 30-yard line. So Frisina to hands off to Klingbeil. He turns in an 18-yard gain on the play, and the Huskies have another first down.
Greg Abrams was in on the tackle, and he had good downfield blocking. Number 84 at that time, Adrian Gayton, threw a nice downfield block to get him a few extra yards.
Okay, the Huskies, 1st and 10 at the Olean, the Salamanca 30. Frisina, hand off Brett Overfeld. Overfeld is in the backfield. He's down inside the 20, and he'll go down there.
Well, number 71 that time, Mike Marsfelder, is in the game in the left guard, and he threw a nice block sealing the defense to the inside, and he ran right behind him.
Well, Brent Overfeld picks up enough yardage to move the sticks. They spot the ball just inside the 20, and it's 1st and 10. They wind up the clock, and we're down to 8:10. And Olean, with one of their best drives of the evening, as they're down inside the 20. Sean Overfeld gets the call, and Sean Overfeld has stood up right at the line of scrimmage. Coming in very nicely to make the stop. Looks like number 62. Is that Crowley again?
Yes, it is. You got him right at the knees that time and just kind of stopped him quickly, and then somebody else come in to...
That's the old textbook tackle. Put the shoulders down into the lower part of the body and, boy.
And hang on.
That's right. And drive. Sean Overfeld picked up only a yard on the play. They're spotting the ball at the 18, 2nd down and 9. Frisina, play fake. He's going to throw over the middle, and it looks like it's complete. Ray Thomas with a nice diving catch down here, and he moves down inside the 5.
That was a nice pass. He threw it right on the money that time, and considering he just came off from the sideline to replace Matt DeCerbo, that was an excellent throw.
Okay, they've spotted the ball at about the 2-yard line, so it's 1st and goal for the Huskies at the 2. They're knocking at the door. The Overfeld brothers, Sean and Brent, are in the backfield behind quarterback Frisina. And we got a loose ball. Looks like Brent got it back.
I think he did, kind of. Looked like he got back to it right away. It was just the handoff. We just wasn't a good one, and he did get it back.
He never did get the ball into his belly, and Brent Overfeld did very well just to get the ball back. No gain or loss on the play as they spot the ball on the 2. Todd Thomas is coming off the field, number 70 Suda, and to replace him. 2nd down and goal from the 2. Frisina under center. Hands off to Sean Overfeld. No, he plays fake, and he dives with it, and he's in the end zone. Play fake to Sean Overfeld. Frisina keeps the football, and he's in the end zone. So the Huskies are on the board for the first time tonight.
Yeah, that was a nice drive. They kind of used a variety of plays, and mixed it well with passing and running, and put together a drive. That time, number 74, Terry Fortner, did a nice job of pushing the defense back so that he could get in the end zone.
So Olean on the board for the first time tonight with 6:31 left to play, and they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. Sean Overfeld on the dive, and Overfeld is in the end zone. So they tack on the 2-point conversion. The score now, Salamanca 38, Olean 8.
Tossin'. McDonald's introduces a new taste with turkey and ham. New McDonald's chef salad.
Toss me a salad with turkey and ham.
New McDonald's chef salad.
Toss it for me fresh all day. This meal goes any place.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Sponsored by your locally owned and operated McDonald's in Arcade and Springville. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Well, the Olean Huskies have just driven the ball 75 yards, and Bob Frisina tapped it with a 2-yard run, and they're going to kick it off. Andy Heenan, kick is fielded up here at the 25. 30, the 35, still on his feet.
John Lee.
John Lee again. And the Olean Husky loyal fans down below are getting into the ball game here a little bit. Pete trying to have something to yell about.
Playing on the play that time. Number 29 was leading him, Brent Overfell.
Well, Lee's return sets up Warriors 1st and 10 on their own 36-yard line. Next week, Salamanca will take on the visiting Dunkirk Marauders. And Pete, you were saying Dunkirk is in with a lot of quickness.
Yeah, they've come in with 2 new backs. They've inserted in the backfield the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they've broken some big plays against the last schools they played.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Salamanca continues to win, who their playoff opponent will be here in the first round. Right now, Halftown is keeping the football. Now he makes the pitch to Travis Herron, and Herron lowers his head and goes for short yardage. The Olean defense, John Hardy, Bob Frasina, had it strung out nicely, and they make the play, and we have a sea of new white jerseys coming on the field, Pete.
Yeah. We're going to have to try to pick up all the numbers best we can. Olean's coming in with some people on the line, and I'm trying to pick up a couple of them. Number 66 for Olean's in that defensive line. And I can't seem to find a name to go with the number.
Well, we see 83 Aaron Enright into that ball secondary for the Huskies. Right now, it's Andy Hogan. Check that. John Lee is the new quarterback, and Lee takes the snap and goes right up the middle. He has running room. John Lee is going to go all the way, it appears. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, and he's in the end zone touchdown. He outruns Enright, and he's in the end zone. So John Lee on a quarterback keeper took the snap and just went between his center and his guard, and away he went.
That 62-yard run, Ken, he really got through, broke a few tackles that time, and kept his feet. And that was an excellent run, just an excellent run.
So the Warriors get the touchdown right back on a long 62-yard run, as Pete just mentioned. And now the score is up to 44-8 with 5 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the ball game. The Warriors are going to go for the 2-point conversion. John Lee under center. And we have offsides for Olean, number 71, Marchfelder, broke the neutral zone.
You got to give credit kind of that long run. That's those new linemen that are in for Salamanca.
They had the hole, didn't they? They opened it up nicely. And leading up to the line of scrimmage is the new center, and they're 55. We'll try to pick that man up in a moment.
It's John Printup.
Okay. John Lee on the pitch. Number 22, he's in the end zone. That's Rich Wojtowicz. And Wojtowicz has tacked on the 2-point conversion. The score now, Salamanca 46, Olean 8.
If you're looking for an evening of video entertainment without a lot of hassle, rent your next tape at Bell's in Salamanca, the Village Convenience in Portville, or the Quality Market in Olean. You don't have to make an extra stop to choose from a wide selection of films. Now you can pick up a selection right along with the milk and paper. Next time, for convenience sake, rent your next tape at Bell's in Salamanca, Village Convenience in Portville, or the Quality Market in Olean.
Well, Pete, Salamanca's John Lee. Big 62-yard run. And is he the heir apparent, possibly, the quarterback position, or is it going to be Andy Hogan next year? It looks like he has a pleasant decision to make.
Well, yeah, I think both of them, probably get the opportunity to, if they're not going to be quarterback, the other one's going to be halfback, so which one it's going to be.
McGarrett's kick is taken by Adrian Gayton, and Gayton breaks to the outside, and he'll go down as he crosses the 35 in the hands of number 15, Bobby Piccolo. Piccolo has not seen a lot of playing time in the ball game tonight, but I tell you, when he was in there, right at the end of the second quarter, he made a 56-yard run. It was very impressive.
Yeah, he has good speed, Ken, and you'll see him on all the kicks on the punt and kickoff coverage teams, and he goes in for those inside reverse plays, and he plays it big plays, and once he gets in the open, he can turn it on.
We're down to 4:45 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Bob Frasina in there handling the quarterback duty. He hands off, big hole, Brent Overfell. Brent Overfell crosses the 45 out near the 46 before he goes down. number 64 from Salamanca, and we'll have to look for him.
Mike Warrior.
Ready to stop. On the play, a gain of 7 for Brent Overfield.
I like the way he keeps his feet, Ken. He constantly... Well, he lost the scoreboard.
Okay, there was roughly 4 minutes and 30 seconds, I would say, to play here in the football game. Last I looked at the clock, and the power is going out on the scoreboard. It's totally black. So the officials are talking with...
Joe, your scoreboard. Yeah, he knows that.
We have an on-field clock, and that's the one they'll have to use. As we said last, we knew we were right around 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to play, and now they're winding it up.
Kenny,
underway.
Way Obergefell runs the ball. Which one is it here, Brent? I like the way he keeps his feet. You know, he bounces off tackles well.
Handoff inside, and on the carry is number 40 full in, and that's Todd Evans. He's a senior, 164, and he's very close to the first down yardage as they spot the ball right around the 48-yard line. We're going to call 3rd down and 1 for the Huskies.
Well, that time David Minner was in on the defense. Now he was in on a tackle.
Casino under center. Handoff inside, 1st down. Looked like one of the Overfell brothers. Yes, that was Brent on the carry, and he has 1st down yardage as they spot the ball right at midfield.
Okay, number 66 was in on a tackle. That's Bill Imborski.
Is that him over there doing that dance along the sideline?
That was Mark Crowley. He was in with him.
Mark Crowley, I think, is well named. He's got half of that Mark Gastineau name, and that must be his Gastineau impression. He gets a little excited. 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Persino on the play fake, keeps the football. Goes down to about the 46-yard line. Nice play turned in there by Salamanca's number 85, if we can pick up his name.
Oh, let me see, Ken. I'm having a difficult finding that one. Oh, it's Norman Morehouse. He's a junior. He's playing defensive end for him, so he closed that down quickly.
Gain of 4 for Persino as they spot the ball near the 46, 2nd down and 6. Handoff inside, number 40, that's Evans. And Evans is close to the 40 and near 1st down yardage. Todd Evans, the senior, getting a chance to run the football. Picked up nice yardage on the play.
Well, that time he ran behind 74 Terry Fortner and 68 Jim Scanlon, and they did a nice job of opening a hole for him.
They spot that ball near the 41, so it'll be 3rd down and a yard as the Huskies break the huddle. Handoff again to Evans, and Evans has 1st down yardage as he dives to the 35. So Olean throwing in the ball game for a 40-68, but they're moving the football. Pete, I'd say we're probably down under 3 minutes, close to the 2-minute mark, left to play in the football game.
Yeah, I think we are. That time we had 3 people on the tackle, and Bill Imborski, David Minner, and Mark Crowley.
1st down. Handoff Brent Overfell. He spins, and he'll go down. Number 24, John Lee, had him wrapped up around the ankle and refused to let go. And he held Brent Overfell to about a 2-yard gain on the play. And Pete, as we mentioned a moment ago, we get down to this point, we got to think about our MVP. And what do you think? I have to think possibly the quarterback, Mark Halftown, would have to get my vote for our MVP of the game. What do you have to say?
Well, he's done a solid job all year for him, and we'll get back to it here in a minute, Kenny.
Okay, Todd Evans again on the carry, lost the football momentarily, and it appears like maybe Salamanca's got it back. Let's wait. Yes, that is the signal. The Warriors have recovered the football. Number 31, it appears from here,
Ron Hensel
made the fumble recovery of the Evans fumble, so the Huskies' drive is stopped.
Yeah, we're getting back to Mark Halftown here. He's been a solid performer for him all year. Not only does it's an unusual combination playing linebacker and quarterback, but he's played well both ways for him, and I think that he's certainly well deserving of the award. He's had some nice sweeps, and few times he threw the ball tonight, he's thrown it well.
Well, much to our surprise, the ball